right, good morning to all. It's about 8:50 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and my name is Lauro Herrera, and I wanted to take this time to chat with virtual telephone agents that we have been working with. As you guys know, we don't rant and rave about all the people that work with us. One, it's a very select group of agents that that can work with us because of the telephone business not being for everybody. The concept of telesales sounds great, but I always find it funny that when the agent gets up to the plate, especially the ones that talk of massive games, like some of our, ex agents in the past that they were Wall Street brokers, telephone, experts, but all of that experience, it's summed up in how they dealt with, Miss Betty, the senior citizen looking for some final expense. They just crumble under that kind of pressure. And it's funny to me because of just how many people feel that their skill set's so good, but when it comes times to shine, they have never, ever done it at the highest level. So it brings me back to what Grant Cardone says, right? He says that selling is one thing, closing is a complete different topic. So with that said, guys, I wanted to introduce Luis Manera, do a little interview with you. Um, and mainly, Luis, I appreciate you taking your time to agree to this because we will be using this for marketing and sharing it with the public. But what really has intrigued me about you, Luis, is your history with Geico. And as you know, I've been a fan of Geico. Not only am I a client, but I'm also been a fan of what they have done in the P&C world selling auto insurance. So, with that said, Luis, how is it that you got involved with Geico, and how did it finally hit you that you wanted to do final expense, but telesales, so the world can hear what that journey was like? Because correct me if I'm wrong, you said that you do about over 100 applications over the phone with Geico. Was that right?
That's correct. That's
Wow.
correct. On average, about between 85 and 110 per month.
Wow. Now, can you please give us, whatever you're allowed to, what a typical day for a telephone agent would be for, just a typical Geico telephone agent? What is a typical day like for someone in that position?
Well, there really isn't any secret to the sauce. Daily, my day and for the company for Geico would be just basically sit down and start dialing away. Now we live in the time in this day and age where the internet's being utilized every single day now. You can shop online now, you can order food online, you can buy insurance online nowadays, and that was the actual aspect or the culture of Geico. Like I mentioned to you before, 99.9% of our business with Geico is over the phone, and it just makes people a lot. It's simpler for them to purchase whatever product it is that they're looking to buy, either online or over the phone. And
Wow.
yeah, so when I came across this opportunity for selling final expense over the phone, I said to myself, it's time for me to create my own journey and just branch out. And I know what I'm worth. I know I'm worth a lot more than just a small percentage commission for selling auto insurance. But I was doing great, but I know I can do better. So when I found your opportunity, I said, you know what, I can do this. I can do this. I know that we're living in a day, an age where everybody's comfortable talking to somebody over the phone. So that's what got me pumped up and excited about this opportunity. because I know that it can be done.
Absolutely, especially selling car insurance, man, and high volumes of it. It's definitely awesome. And like I told you, Geico has always been that company that I look for inspiration at times, because I would always say, hey, man, if Geico can do this at a high level, there's absolutely no reason we can't do this at a high level selling burial insurance to our senior market, anyone over 50. So, that's really excited me about your background. But let me ask you a question, Luis. What I know there's a lot of groups out there in the marketplace that promote telesales, and it puts a smile on my face because it's just vindication for me in a form of a manifestation that the fact that I made the decision with my small group years ago to break away and just fine tune this program was the best decision that I made in my career in my 14 years. But being that there's a lot of, groups out there doing this for you, because we're not all about the hoopla. We're not, that's not our style. We're very low key in how we operate. But what was it for you that helped you make a decision? Because if you remember, I don't. I take my time in hiring folk. I mean, I want to make sure that we can have a good fit because I do the training. You guys all know that I've been sicker than a dog dealing with this bronchitis, in and out of the hospital. But when I said I'm committed to you guys, there's not a lot of people out there doing it, right? But for you, what what was that? I always like to call it a moment of impact that helped you decide, okay, I want to pursue a partnership with these guys. What was it in its raw form?
First impression, your leadership role. From the get go, I remember me texting you on a Saturday, and I believe, yeah, it was Saturday, and you reached out to me on Monday. And from that point forward, I knew you were willing to invest in my time, your time with me. I mean, and throughout the training, you know, it's your training is a little bit different. I would say actually a lot different than well, most other recruiters or IMOs out there, because I was talking to a few of them. I was interviewing a few companies out there, and they, like you said, they focus on first call close, and that's about it. New business, fresh leads, that's it. You, on the other hand, you show us how to build an empire from these leads that are going to be coming in, that we're going to be receiving. And I've heard it, I've seen it, firsthand. I've seen it. I've seen your conversations. I've seen your techniques. And that's what I really liked. You put effort into these leads, and you help us understand how the quality of leads is. It's not about how we present it. It's how we nurture it.
That's right. That's right. I mean, everybody in the marketplace, they're chasing down the mythical number one lead, right? And they want to sell you on that. But at the end of the day, it comes down to skills, relentless skills. Like Cardone said, selling is one thing. And think of the marketplace, how everybody considers them sales guys. But closers are different. A closer thinks differently. And that's what's missing in the marketplace a lot today. Everybody busts out these great presentation slides, but when it comes down to closing, when it comes down to dealing with hard personalities, when it comes down to controlling yourself as well as your voice and your tone, all of that is easy to talk about, but very, very, very few people know how to execute it. you know and that's one thing I do pride myself in, is that if I'm going to train you, I'm going to show you personally. And there's a lot of time and energy involved with doing that, because how many times have you gone and signed up with an IMO or a group, but there was really no training there? No one was there to show you. It was all just talk, 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 right? Just about a theory,
Exactly.
not about reality. And I always say this, I'm going to die with a pen in my hand. One, because I'm passionate about final expense, but telesales is the way of the future. I always tell agents that are door knockers, look, if you pick up the phone to make an appointment, you are a telesales agent. Let me ask you one more question that a lot of these agents in final expense are just overlooking. What do you think of that?
I'm sorry, your internet cut off. What was your question again?
What do you think of the legalities of picking up the phone to sell insurance? What has that done to your paradigm as you look at final expense?
You know, in terms of legality, I'm thinking, these, as long as we follow the script, the rules to the game, I'm not really too much worried about that. Just you have to care about people, and you have to just do what's right for them as well.
Right. And
So,
follow the rules
and
that are
follow the rules.
governed,
That's it.
you know.
Exactly.
And that's a big part of what we do too, as you've seen. We do things repetitively, so that way you get it. You get what I mean? So
Exactly.
I have one more question before I let you go. What kind of an agent, okay, and being that we don't contract everybody, this is not a call to the masses or trying to pick up IMOs with networks, not at all. But what type of agent, from your observation, would you recommend to this opportunity, Luis?
Anybody that's ambitious and that wants to succeed, pretty much. You know, no secret there. Anybody that wants to succeed and truly learn the fundamentals of this business and the proper way of selling the product and speaking to these customers, if you really want to learn and earn a great living to provide for your family and yourself, this is it. If you really want to grow, and you want to join the telesales wave, this is it. This is the right way to go, and this is the right team to do it with.
And to do it right. And to do it right.
Exactly.
Good stuff.
Exactly.
Well, Luis Minera, man, it's really a pleasure to have you on board, man. I know you've put up with my illness from this bronchitis last few weeks, but I'll tell you what, I show up every single day unless something major happens, right? But that's what we bring to the table. So thank you so much for your quick insight, and I appreciate you allowing us to publicize this to the marketplace so they can get an idea. Would you be kind enough to provide your contact information, like an email, if anybody wanted to just confirm some of your testimony?
Absolutely. I'll give out my one of my personal cell phone numbers.
Okay,
That way they can text me if they like.
go ahead.
That's area code 760-546-3006. That's Pacific time.
Perfect. And once again, your name is Luis Menera, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right,
That's
bro.
correct.
Thank you.